How to stop comparing yourself to everyone else. Comparison can make you feel behind even when your life is moving forward. You can be making real progress, feeling proud of yourself, and then see someone else achieve something you wanted. Suddenly, your progress feels smaller. Their success becomes the measuring stick, and your own life starts looking like a failure beside it. The strange part is that nothing about your life actually changed. You simply looked at somebody else's life and changed the way you judged your own. That is why comparison is so powerful. It does not always attack you with an obvious thought like, "You are not good enough." Sometimes it sounds much quieter. "They are already doing that. Why am I still here? I should have achieved more by now." Those thoughts can slowly turn into pressure, shame, and frustration without you noticing where they came from. Psychologist Leon Festinger studied this pattern and developed social comparison theory. The basic idea is simple. When people are unsure how to judge themselves, they often look at other people for a standard. You compare your grades, your money, your appearance, your friendships, your confidence, your career, or your progress because your mind wants an answer to one question: am I doing well? Looking at others is not automatically bad. In fact, comparison can sometimes teach you. Seeing someone develop a skill can show you what is possible. Watching someone build a successful business can give you ideas. Seeing someone become more disciplined can remind you that change is possible. The problem begins when information becomes judgment. Instead of thinking, "They have achieved something I can learn from," your mind says, "They have achieved something, therefore I am behind." That small change completely alters the meaning of what you are seeing. And modern life makes this much worse, because you can compare yourself with thousands of people before breakfast. Social media gives you access to carefully selected pieces of other people's lives. You see the new car, the holiday, the body transformation, the relationship, the business launch, the expensive meal, the graduation, the award, and the celebration. What you usually do not see is the debt, rejection, loneliness, mistakes, family problems, failed attempts, or years of work that existed outside the picture. You are often comparing your entire life with somebody else's highlights. That is not a fair measurement. Imagine judging your own life by watching the best 5 minutes of 20 different people's lives. Of course, you would feel behind. You would be collecting everybody else's strongest moments and comparing them with your ordinary Tuesday. This is one reason comparison can damage confidence so quickly. It takes a normal part of your life and places it beside an unusually impressive part of somebody else's. Then your mind acts as if the two things are equal measurements. They are not. There is another reason comparison feels so personal. Your attention does not notice everything equally. It becomes sensitive to whatever you already feel insecure about. If money worries you, wealthy people suddenly seem to be everywhere. If you feel insecure about your appearance, attractive people stand out more. If you feel behind in your career, every successful person your age becomes difficult to ignore. Their success did not suddenly become more important. Your insecurity simply made it louder. This is why someone else's achievement can sometimes make you uncomfortable, even when you genuinely want good things for them. You may be happy for a friend who gets a promotion and still feel disappointed about your own career. Both feelings can exist at the same time. You do not need to hate someone to feel insecure beside them. The important question is what you do with that feeling. A person getting ahead does not automatically mean you are falling behind. Two people can move forward at different speeds. Your friend can start earning more money while you are learning a skill. Someone can get married before you. Someone can become successful online while you are still trying to understand what you want to create. Someone can reach a goal at 20 while you reach the same goal at 30. Their timing does not become your deadline just because you witnessed it. This is where confidence starts becoming healthier. Real confidence is not the belief that you are better than everyone else. It is the ability to respect yourself without constantly checking where you stand against other people. That is a very different kind of strength. Consider two students preparing for the same exam. One student finishes early and talks confidently about the test. The other becomes nervous because they believe they are behind. But the second student's real job has nothing to do with the first student's progress. Their job is to study, practice, ask questions, and prepare. Watching the other student will not improve their result. The same thing happens in business, fitness, relationships, and personal growth. People can spend hours checking what everyone else is doing while giving very little attention to the actions that would improve their own situation. Comparison can become a distraction that feels productive because your mind is extremely busy. You are thinking, judging, measuring, and analyzing, but you are not necessarily moving. So replace one question with another. Instead of asking, "Am I doing better than them?" ask, "Am I doing better than I was?" That question brings your attention back to something you can actually control. Maybe 6 months ago you could not manage your money well, and now you can. Maybe you were afraid to speak in front of people, and now you can do it with less fear. Maybe you used to quit whenever something became difficult, and now you stay with it longer. Maybe your confidence is still not where you want it to be, but you are stronger than you were before. Those changes count. Personal growth is easy to ignore when you only measure yourself against people who are ahead of you. You can climb a hill and feel like a failure because someone else is standing on a mountain. But their mountain does not erase your climb. This is why you need your own standards. If you do not decide what success means to you, other people's lives will decide it for you. You will start chasing whatever looks impressive from the outside. Someone buys a luxury car, so you think you need one. Someone becomes famous, so you think you need attention. Someone starts a company, so you believe you should become an entrepreneur. Someone travels constantly, so your ordinary routine starts feeling like a wasted life. But you can spend years chasing goals that were never yours. Confidence requires knowing what you actually value. Maybe you want financial freedom. Maybe you want a peaceful family life. Maybe you want to become excellent at a craft. Maybe you want to build a business. Maybe you want to become healthier, more disciplined, or more independent. There is no universal scoreboard that tells you which life is best. Once your own direction becomes clearer, other people's achievements become easier to appreciate without feeling threatened by them. You can look at someone successful and think, "Good for them. What can I learn?" instead of, "Why am I not there?" That is a major psychological shift. You also have to remember that visible success is only one part of a person's life. Someone can have money and still feel anxious. Someone can have thousands of followers and still feel lonely. Someone can look confident and secretly struggle with self-doubt. Someone can achieve a goal and discover that it did not make them as happy as they expected. You cannot measure an entire human being from the part they show you. And the same rule applies to you. You may be judging yourself because of one area where you feel behind, while ignoring 5 areas where you have grown. A bad month can make you forget a good year. One rejection can make you forget every person who believed in you. One failure can become louder than dozens of things you did correctly. Comparison narrows your vision. Confidence widens it again. There is also a useful way to turn comparison into information. When someone else's success bothers you, do not immediately attack yourself for feeling that way. Ask what exactly you want. Maybe you do not want their whole life. Maybe you want one part of it. If you envy someone's confidence, perhaps you want to speak more freely. If you envy someone's money, perhaps you want independence. If you envy someone's fitness, perhaps you want better health. Once you identify the real desire, comparison becomes useful. You stop staring at the person and start learning from the signal. That is the difference between envy and direction. One keeps your attention on someone else. The other brings your attention back to your own life. Keep growing and let your own progress become the measure that matters most to you.